think the best case scenario from these talks would be some sort of process that were to be developed, a mechanism for continued dialogue on the nuclear program, some interim confidence-building measures along the lines of the Tehran research reactor deal that was proposed last year, and the Iranians have continued to come back to so frequently that one has to believe they have some real interest and value in pursuing. So I think if we see something like that, it suggests that, yes, there is some capacity on the Iranian side to actually engage in a real process, that they're not simply doing this to buy time. I think, alternatively, if what we see come out of these talks is acrimony, criticism from both sides, and a sense of frustration voiced by all the parties with the tactics of the Iranian negotiators, then the United States is going to be in a very difficult position. They're going to be looking to try to press allies for more robust economic measures against Iran in an environment where that's probably not going to be forthcoming. And the Iranians will feel themselves far more empowered by the failure of talks than they might by the success of talks. The one constraining factor in all of this, somewhat unpredictably, is the Ahmadinejad factor. Within the Iranian political landscape, he is in fact the strongest proponent of a nuclear deal with Washington. Not a deal that meets Western expectations or demands, but a deal nonetheless. And that in and of itself is kind of an interesting wrinkle to this whole process. He's come under a lot of fire from his internal rivals, both from the conservative side as well as from the reformist side, because he appears to be pushing for some sort of a deal with Washington. So that's the other piece to this entire puzzle. How will anything that comes out of these talks play out both in the political landscape in Iran and, of course, here in Washington, where the administration is going to be under much greater pressure from a Republican-controlled Congress?